Welcome to your Saga Oasis. Pain is a part of life that almost no one wants to endure, yet everyone must reluctantly accept. Among the unwanted gifts life brings, falling in love with the wrong person, especially a bad man, is one of the most terrifying experiences for women. Today, we don't intend to criticize men. Both men and women have good and bad individuals, and what defines good or bad often depends on one's perspective. Everyone is the protagonist in their own story. What we want to share with you is that there are certain men who possess a unique kind of power. Loving and marrying these men can not only bring your life back to square one, but sometimes even lead you straight to the depths of failure. Such individuals should be avoided at all costs, let alone considered as partners for love and marriage. What defines a bad man? Firstly, they use their own pain as an excuse, believing they must hurt others first to avoid being hurt. There's a girl named Rose who shared her story of betrayal. Her partner loved her deeply, and they were compatible in personality, thoughts, and lifestyle. One day, Rose discovered that her boyfriend had been seeing another girl regularly for as long as they had known each other. When she found out, she was shocked. She couldn't understand how he had hidden this from her for so long, without her sensing anything, since he continued to treat her with normal affection and passion. In reality, her boyfriend had an unfortunate childhood. His parents' relationship was poor, and when he started dating, he was cheated on by his first love. As a result, he carried a fear of betrayal and gradually became the type of person who always needed a backup plan to avoid being hurt. He couldn't commit his entire heart to one person. After cheating on his partners, he felt the need to overcompensate with every girl he dated. Perhaps this is why Rose never realized her boyfriend was cheating. He consistently acted caring and attentive, masking his dishonesty. Or consider Don Draper from the popular TV series Mad Men. Don Draper, a successful and handsome man, carries deep wounds from his past, preventing him from fully opening up to those around him and trapping him in unhealthy relationships. Don frequently betrays his wife and engages in self-destructive behaviors. He justifies his actions by blaming the misfortunes of his past, refusing to face and heal from them. If you have been hurt, you are not at fault. If the pain was caused by someone else and you haven't healed yet, that's okay too. Every wound takes time to heal. However, using that pain as an excuse to adopt a harmful lifestyle is the real issue. It's not that you are unaware of your pain, you are fully conscious of it. The problem lies in using it as a justification for mistreating others, specifically in betraying the woman by your side. You forget that being defensive is meant to protect yourself from potential harm, not to inflict harm on others. This is not a random mistake, but a deliberate plan. Such actions are so harmful that they can make others doubt themselves, questioning whether what they believe to be true might actually be wrong. This is a classic form of psychological manipulation that many women encounter. We also made a video about psychological manipulation in love. Please check out the link in description below. Because of the cruelty and selfishness of such men, if you come across someone like this, the best thing you can do is run as fast as you can. They might put on a pitiful face to beg for forgiveness, wanting you to believe that they have to hurt others first to avoid being hurt themselves. Secondly, they blame everyone but themselves. Some believe that because they were hurt in the past, their current partner holds no value. In short, in every story, responsibility never falls on them. This can be explained as follows. First, the man is emotionally immature, still stuck somewhere at a point where he was hurt in the past. The wound distorts a person's perception of time, meaning that although time in reality is long past, their experience remains trapped in the past. For example, consider Heathcliff in Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. Heathcliff experienced a childhood filled with suffering and abandonment, which turned him into a man full of hatred and cruelty. He couldn't overcome the pain of his past and used it to justify his malicious actions, causing misery to those around him, especially Catherine Earnshaw and her family. Using old wounds to justify one's shortcomings is not a solution to the problem. If you are mature, you must accept the lessons learned from those experiences. Refusing to learn from them not only puts you in harmful situations, but also hurts those around you. Thirdly, they are vain and only exploit their partners. Vain men love to boast and are full of arrogance. In front of others, they present themselves as perfect, but in reality, they only care about maintaining the glamorous facade they have created without investing in their true inner value. They often use this false appearance to attract and psychologically manipulate the women they are involved with. They are primarily focused on personal gain and do not hesitate to use women as tools to achieve their goals. They often act sweet and caring to easily gain a woman's trust. However, they have no intention of maintaining a long-term relationship, and their commitment lasts only as long as they see benefits. Women who are exploited often feel deeply betrayed and hurt, leading to a loss of trust and love in future relationships. They may be taken advantage of emotionally, financially, in terms of time and effort, only to realize how foolish they have been. A prime example of this type of bad man is George Wickham in Jane Austen's classic novel Pride and Prejudice. Wickham is portrayed as a charming, handsome man with a sweet tongue, easily winning the affection of others, especially women. However, behind his glamorous exterior lies a deceitful, wasteful gambler who is incredibly selfish. After wasting his inheritance, he attempts to get money from the novel's main character Darcy by extortion. When that fails, he spreads false rumors about Darcy and portrays himself as a victim. He then tricks Lydia Bennet into running away with him, even though he has no plans to marry her, which brings disgrace to the Bennet family. In the end, Darcy steps in and pays Wickham to marry Lydia, restoring her honor and that of her family. Fourth, they are authoritarian and brutal. While it's understood that conflicts and tensions are inevitable in love, resorting to violence against a woman is despicable and unforgivable. A man who loves you will never hurt you, let alone use violence. A violent, abusive man with a domineering and stubborn nature never sees women as equals. They always believe they are right, never listen to feedback for improvement, and are even willing to use physical strength to communicate with women. Such men are often only tough at home, cowardly outside, taking out their frustrations on their wives and children when they can't achieve anything in the outside world. They consider themselves heroes, brave, but in reality, they cannot control their own anger, causing harm to their loved ones. Such individuals should not exist. In the movie Sleeping with the Enemy, the plot revolves around the life of Laura Burney, played by Julia Roberts, a beautiful and stylish woman. It seems that Laura has a perfect life with her wealthy husband and a sweet love. However, beneath the perfect exterior, Laura is experiencing horrific domestic violence. Martin controls every detail of Laura's life, from what she wears to how she arranges items in the house. He does not tolerate any disagreement and forces Laura to comply with all his demands. Martin frequently uses violence to maintain control and punish Laura whenever she fails to meet his expectations. Laura lives in fear and has to fake her own death to escape from the tormenting life with Martin. Eventually, Laura escapes and tries to start a new life, but Martin continues to search for and control her. After much effort, he is finally defeated by her determination. Do women tolerate bad men? Yes, men can behave this way because some women are too weak and submissive. It may sound like we are blaming women, but this is quite evident. Many women are not unaware of how bad these men are. Women actually have the ability to judge whether a man treats them well or not. However, some women, when in love, show their love in a way that resembles a mother's love for her child. They love with protection, shelter, and forgiveness for the other's mistakes. It's not that they doubt their own worth, but they still try to find reasons to excuse the man, hoping that he will recognize their sincerity and change. In reality, this type of woman is the reason why the man not only fails to change, but also treats her worse over time. This is because she has accepted him as he is. Only when he realizes that he must pay a high price for hurting her, might he start to fear and refrain from doing so. Otherwise, if he has a family, a beautiful wife, well-behaved children, and another woman to have fun with, while she tolerates and endures all the injustices he brings and gives him everything he needs, why would he struggle to become a better man in her eyes, right? Therefore, whether a man changes also partly depends on the woman beside him. If the woman previously was submissive, confined to the kitchen, lacked external relationships, and couldn't earn money, the man would easily belittle and abuse her. However, if the woman changes now, becomes more dynamic and capable, recognizes her own value, and strives to be financially independent and self-reliant, the man will notice her attractiveness. When a woman becomes appealing and valuable, the man will understand that if he is a bad man, she will be ready to leave without regret. This realization serves as a genuine motivation for him to correct himself and become a better person. What should you do if you find yourself in love with or married to a bad man? In worst cases, if you have already become an amazing woman, but the character of the man beside you does not improve, the decision to stay or leave is entirely up to you. Even if you are not successful in a relationship, you still possess confidence, competence, social connections, and a brilliant career. With these advantages, there is no reason why you cannot find a higher quality man. When women are independent and self-sufficient, they have the ability to choose the life they desire. Even if they accept a man who might be less accomplished than themselves, it is because they recognize the value he brings to the relationship. Women are attracted to those who are more successful, but they will choose to stay with someone who makes them feel secure. If a man cannot provide that sense of security, no matter how talented he is, a woman might decide to leave. You need to understand that having choices is a privilege. What matters is what you want and what you are capable of achieving. If you end up with a bad man, it's due to your limited knowledge and vision. Therefore, women need to upgrade themselves, because only when you become better will you meet a quality man. We are simply trying to offer you a new perspective or a few solutions on this topic. The choice of which direction to take is still yours. Turning thoughts into actions requires a lot of willpower. Whether your pain lessens depends not only on the severity of the pain or who caused it, but also on how you receive and face it. It's the end of the video. Thank you for joining us today. And don't miss out on more videos from us by subscribing and turning on the notification bell icon.